Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. I've done a few videos like this before on my channel. This might be like my third or fourth one, I'm not exactly sure, but I just want to take a random generator, like I have a little random generator wheel, and I've placed all of my eyeshadow palettes in it, and I actually have created a separate wheel now for this video where I'm just going to let it pick 10 eyeshadow palettes, and we're going to talk about whether or not I would actually repurchase these palettes. I love these videos because, look, your thoughts can change on an eyeshadow palette from when you first bought it to now, especially if it's an older palette in your collection. So I enjoy filming them. I hope you enjoy watching them. And right quick, because I do get asked about my makeup sometimes in these videos, I'm just going to walk you through like the eye look and the blush and the lip. So for this eye look, we have this pink and green moment here. This is from the Unearthly and Heather Alston Resurgence eyeshadow palette. Of course, I definitely have this lime green shade on the inner corner. I had planned a different look with this shade, but I just kind of wanted to pair it up with the pinks. So that is this palette for this eye look. I, of course, am still working on my boa shade from the That's Taupe palette from ColourPop. I haven't hit pan yet, but I'm still working on it. Now for the cheeks, I'm wearing two different things here. First, I started out with the Tower 28 Beach Please blush. This one is in the shade Party Hour. And then over the top of that, I'm wearing the Tower 28 Get Set Powder Blush in Pally Punch. I just wanted this really pretty purple combo to go kind of like with the outer part of this eye look. And then on the lips, I'm wearing the Tower 28 One Liner in Fill Me In. And over the top of that, I'm wearing the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly, and this one is in the shade Sesame. I'm not wearing too much of this gloss. I just mostly put it like in the center and then blotted it up. Okay, so I have my little random wheel here, so let's go ahead and get spinning. Okay, the Tarte and Aspyn Ovard palette. Natasha Denona Retro Glam. The Beauty Bay Neutral 42 pan. E.L.F. Cosmetics Meant to Be. The Eye and Cheek palette from Tarte. That was a holiday palette. It didn't really have an official name, but that's all that was written on the back, so I know which palette it's referring to. LA Colors Nude palette. Tarte Tartelette in Bloom. I think we have 3 more, I believe, to pick, but I've been taking screenshots, so I'll check. Il Makiage and Kathleen Lights, the Disco Fox palette. 2 more palettes. The Natasha Denona Pastel palette. And the E.L.F. Cosmetics Keep It Ethereal. So that's 10 palettes. Let me go grab all these and then we'll talk about them. Okay, I have all 10 palettes right behind me on this little, well, this is actually a dresser behind me, but I just took the mirror off. So I have them all laid out, and we're just going to go in order from how the random generator picked them, because this time I actually took screenshots so I can keep up with it. Now the first one it picked is the Tarte and Aspyn Ovard. This palette does reflect pretty badly. And on the inside here you have, hoping I can show you because it's very reflective. We have these beautiful 9 eyeshadows and then a blush and a highlighter. This is a stunning palette both on the inside and on the outside. I missed out on this eyeshadow palette when it first was a really huge deal, like when it was first released. I'm not exactly sure. I think that was before I was really involved with makeup the way I am now. Like, I'm obsessed with makeup now. I always wore it, but I didn't get really into it until much later, so I missed out when this palette first released, but when it came back, I jumped on the opportunity to own it, because if you found it for a while on places like Mercari, people were charging hundreds for this eyeshadow palette. I am not exactly sure if it's still available. I know it was at one point only on Tarte's website. I'm not sure if you can still get it, but I absolutely would repurchase this. After I hit pan on that ColourPop palette, this might be the next palette I work on, because there's a couple of shades in here that I think I could easily hit pan on, and this is just a beautiful eyeshadow palette in general, and I love the packaging with the flowers. This is just so dainty and soft, which this is my type of makeup, dainty and soft. I know that I'm wearing this green, purpley pink look today, but this is because I'm working on my No Pen Left Behind, but this is what I really want to wear the most. Okay, the next palette is the Natasha Denona Retro Glam eyeshadow palette, and we have these really beautiful green and pinky tones in here. This is a very, very stunning palette. Would I repurchase it? I'm torn. A part of me wants to say yes, because I do love to wear this during the springtime. When I see it, I think of a beautiful spring look. But then I also want to say no, because I don't wear it outside of spring. You see, like, it's like once spring's over, I'm already putting it back in the drawer and I don't use it again. That's where I'm kind of torn on palettes like this. See, whereas the Aspyn Ovard palette from Tarte, I know that's a year-round palette. It's a neutral palette. It's year-round. And this can be year-round. That's just how my mind sees makeup. For some reason, certain palettes like this, I see them as seasonal. And once that season goes, I don't want to wear it anymore, that's dumb of me. That's dumb of me, and I've had this problem for a very long time. You think I would get out of it eventually, but it is a beautiful palette, so I'm just torn. This would be a maybe. I would repurchase it, but I wouldn't run out immediately. So maybe eventually I would repurchase it to have it back in my collection, but it definitely wouldn't be a palette that I would immediately feel the need to go buy again. Okay, the next one here, we have a huge eyeshadow palette. We have the Beauty Bay Neutral 42 Pan eyeshadow palette. And the inside looks like this. We have all of these gorgeous eyeshadows. These are just so stunning. Beautiful formula. I have nothing against this except for it's really difficult to store, which, I mean, I knew that going into buying it, but I got it on such a heavy, heavy discount. Like, I mean, I paid next to nothing for this palette because I think it was around like Black Friday or like around Christmas time, I'm not exactly sure, and they had a huge discount on these large palettes, and that's when I bought it. So would I repurchase it? I don't think so. And the only reason why I say that is because I have so many neutral palettes that I like better and that are more compact and more smaller. Now, if I was someone that I did not have any eyeshadow palettes in my collection and I wanted one large palette, yeah, then I would. So this is kind of circumstantial. If I didn't have an eyeshadow palette collection and I wanted one large neutral, I would buy this one because I feel like you'd have everything you need in this palette. You wouldn't probably feel the need to go buy any other eyeshadow palette. So in that case I would, but just in general, no, I wouldn't buy this one again just because I mean, it's a huge palette. And they make other versions of this. They make like a 9 pan and like a 15 pan or something like that, or 16, I'm not sure. So they make smaller versions of it, but of course I bought the 42 pan, and it's a beautiful palette. The formula is beautiful, don't get me wrong. This is an excellent palette. It's just because of all the neutral palettes in my collection that I do like better. I probably wouldn't run out and purchase this one unless I was like a minimalist and I wanted just one large eyeshadow palette for neutrals, then yeah. Okay, we have a teeny little mini here from E.L.F. Cosmetics. This was when they had their Mint Melt collection, and this is their little Meant to Be quad. Would I repurchase this one? No. I never wear it outside of spring, and I do have a mint palette from Huda Beauty, her pastel mint palette. I do have that one. I'm torn because it is really pretty. It is pretty, and it creates a really pretty mint eye look. It is pretty, but I don't think I would, no. Knowing that I had the Huda Beauty one first, so knowing that, I probably wouldn't go out and purchase this one again, even if it was available. It's no longer available. This was a limited edition palette, but even if it was, no, I don't think I'd buy it. But I do like it enough to keep it around in case I want like a really simple mint look or something, like maybe for a particular video or I'm just feeling minty, then I'll reach for it because it is a really good palette, but no, I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase it if you still could. Okay, this is the palette that is from Tarte. Now on the back it just says Eye and Cheek palette. It was a holiday release from several years ago. It's another one. It has 4 eyeshadows and a blush and a highlighter. It is a really pretty simple eyeshadow palette, and I love that it has the highlighter and blush. It reminds me of the Aspyn Ovard palette, but no, I wouldn't. But no, I wouldn't repurchase it if you could still get it because I feel like I'd have this in the Aspyn Ovard palette or something very similar, especially with the blush and the highlighter, so I wouldn't feel the need to purchase this one again, but I do think it's a really cute palette, and if you're someone who travels, I think this would have been a really perfect option for that, but nah, I wouldn't repurchase this one. This little palette right here from LA Colors, I have just... the story behind this is interesting to me. This is they just call it the Nude palette, and it just has a very simple little color story like this. And now you can't buy this one anymore. LA Colors likes to discontinue these little palettes and then they'll bring something similar back, but they call them something different, or the eyeshadow line has changed, whatever the case may be. When I bought this, I got this palette at Dollar General and it was up there in a little section that they said it was $1. So I said, well, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up because it's cute. I like LA Colors for the most part. I mean, some of their products are hit or miss, but for the most part, I like their brand and I like that they are actually affordable. So I picked it up, got up there to check out. When the cashier rung it up, it was 2 cents. 2 cents. It was on such heavy discount because they were trying to get rid of it because LA Colors, they had new stock. 2 cents for this little palette. I don't think I've ever owned an eyeshadow palette this cheap, ever. And it's beautiful. That makes it even better. It was 2 cents, but it's beautiful. I don't wear that very often, of course, especially not really on my channel because you can't get it. But it is actually a really beautiful eyeshadow palette. And so, you know, yeah, I actually would repurchase it if it was still available. I might not. I don't know. I think what I love the most about this palette is the memory, is knowing that it was 2 cents because, I mean, how often can you find makeup that is that cheap? That's from a brand like this that most people know of or heard of. I just think that was interesting. I just couldn't believe it. And I think for that reason, it's always a palette I'd keep in my collection. Even if I don't keep it in my active collection, I would keep it as a memento because I just think about it being 2 cents. I wish that I'd kept the receipt for it so I could have placed it with it because I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I think I would actually repurchase it again, if nothing but for the sentimental value. Okay, the next one is also from Tarte. There were a lot of Tarte palettes in this little round this time. This is the Tartelette in Bloom, which I know is a classic, and they did bring it back. For a while they had discontinued it, but I believe now you can repurchase it. It's like kind of updated. The shades have like these little wavy patterns, or there's something going on with the shades. I'm not exactly sure. Like they got a pattern in them or something, but this is a really, really beautiful palette. I absolutely would repurchase this. This is another one that I could probably really easily hit pan in maybe one of these two shades right here. And it's palettes like this that are so classic and that I love the most that I really want to hit pan in these. I know good and well that I probably would never hit pan in a colorful eyeshadow in my collections, and I don't wear color enough to do that, but palettes like this, I want to hit pan in these types of palettes. This is beautiful to me, this is everyday, this is classic, this is gorgeous, and I'm glad that they have it where you can purchase it again. So yeah, if I lost this for whatever reason, I absolutely would repurchase it. I love Tarte's formula. I think they have a really nice formula, easy to work with. It's right up my alley as far as being neutral, very plain, simple. I love that type of makeup, so yeah. Definitely would repurchase. Okay, we have the Il Makiage and the Kathleen Lights palette. This is another one that reflects. This is the Disco Fox palette, and this is another really beautiful neutral palette. We do have this pop of purple over here, and this is kind of like a pinky peachy shade, I guess. So a little pop of color. Well, one little pop of color. Yes, I would absolutely repurchase this. I think this is a beautiful palette. Unfortunately, you can't buy it now because it was limited edition, but the formula is really stunning on this palette. I recently had this, I think in my last round of No Pen Left Behind, and I really enjoyed the looks I created with it. I just thought this was such a beautiful palette to work with. The formula is really nice. I don't have anything else from Il Makiage, so I don't know about any of their other products, but this little palette was really, really pretty, and I love that it is neutral. I like that you have that one little pop of color though with the purple because that is a really pretty shade. So yeah, if you could still get this, I would repurchase it. Okay, next we have the Natasha Denona Pastel eyeshadow palette, and believe it or not, yeah, I would repurchase this. I don't have many pastel palettes, I don't believe. Well, I have the little mini pastel palettes from Huda, but like the larger palettes like this, I don't own that much pastel, but I've mentioned it many times here on my channel that pastels or jewel tones are my favorite way to wear color. I'm not too into the neon stuff, it's just not for me, but shades like this I absolutely love so very much. I love a good pastel. I just think they're beautiful, they're dainty. They definitely remind me of spring, so usually I don't wear these outside of spring, even though I should, because I do think pastels are really lovely. So yeah, believe it or not, I actually would repurchase this. I'm not sure if this palette is still available or not. I know that some of her palettes like this she'll discontinue or whatever the case may be, but yeah, I would absolutely repurchase it. I think it's cute, it's pretty, it's a very simple way for me to wear color. Okay, the last one here is from E.L.F. Cosmetics. This is their Keep It Ethereal eyeshadow palette. This is the one that they did where they were duping the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette, his first Ethereal Eyes palette, and Spot on. Spot on. Because I have a video here on my channel where I compare this. I do a look on one eye with this palette, and then I do a look on the other eye with his palette. It's beautiful. If you missed out on the Ethereal Eyes palette from Makeup by Mario, but you love that color story, but you didn't want to maybe pay that price or whatever the case may be, here you go. Here you go. This is $10. His was like 60 something, I think. $10. Beautiful, beautiful quality. Absolutely, I would repurchase it. I do have the Mario one, but you can't get the Mario one anymore. You can't buy it. It's discontinued, which I don't know why. I don't know why he would discontinue that palette. But here is an alternative for you. This is a beautiful palette from E.L.F. Excellent quality. Love it. So yeah, absolutely I would repurchase this. And like I said, if you missed out on that palette or didn't want to pay the price point or whatever, this is a good alternative. Okay, but that is all 10. Yes, all 10 palettes there that I talked about. Some of them were a little bit harder than others. Some, it's like I like them, but looking back, would I actually repurchase them? There were a few here that I would struggle with that for sure. I don't know exactly what I would do if it come time for it, so maybe that would be a sign that the answer would be no. I feel like if I'm kind of hesitant on any of them, it probably would be me saying no, I wouldn't buy it again because I wouldn't miss it. I don't know, but I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. Whatever palettes I can find, I will list and link for you below. Those are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!